Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki
Jai.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jai Jai Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. On démarre en français et on verra bien. Alors on lit le Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, chapitre 9, verset 46. Aho Visham Varam Janma Sanya Panyu Pajivinam Sujana Sevas Yesham Vat Vimuktayantina Aho. Oh, voyez. Et cham de ces arbres. Varam supérieur. Janma naissance. Sarva tous. Prani être vivant. Upajivinam celui qui subvient aux besoins. Sujanasyat Iva comme les grandes personnalités. Yesham donc Vai 7 Vimukta Vimukha déçu. Yanti s'en va. Na jamais. Artina une personne qui demande quelque chose.
On a déjà lu celui-là hier.
Ah bon?
Ce que je disais ce matin, 9,47 aujourd'hui.
On va le relire pour voir le contexte. Voyez donc comme ces arbres subviennent aux besoins de tous les êtres. Leur naissance est bienvenue. Leur comportement est comparable à celui d'une haute personnalité, car quoi que l'on demande à un arbre, jamais on ne repartira désappointé. Ehi hagya karoyadi chaitanya manakara paramahan ananda peila vrikshat parivara. Les descendants de l'arbre, les dévots de Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, furent très heureux de recevoir cet ordre direct du Seigneur. Teneur est portée par Srila Prabhupada, c'est le désir de Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu que les activités de bienfaisance du mouvement de Sankirtan inauguré il y a 500 ans à Navadvip soient accomplies dans le monde entier pour le bien de tous les êtres humains. Malheureusement, il existe de nombreux prétendus fidèles de Chaitanya Mahaprabhu qui se contentent de construire un temple, d'y exposer une murti, de recueillir des fonds et de les utiliser pour manger et dormir. Il n'est absolument pas question pour eux de prêcher le culte de Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dans le monde entier. Mais bien qu'ils en soient incapables, si quelqu'un d'autre le fait, ils deviennent envieux. Telle est la condition des disciples modernes de Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. L'âge de Kali est si fort qu'il affecte même les prétendus fidèles de Sri Chaitanya. Au moins, ceux qui sont directement dans le sillage de Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doivent sortir de l'Inde pour prêcher son culte partout dans le monde, car telle est la mission de Sri Chaitanya. Les héritiers spirituels de Sri Chaitanya doivent exécuter sa volonté de tout leur cœur et de toute leur âme, en étant plus tolérants que les arbres et plus humbles que les brins d'herbe sur le chemin. Om Agyana Timedandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Militanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasali Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Donc on est dans le chapitre 9 du Adi-Lila, le chapitre intitulé L'arbre du service dévotionnel. Et là, donc, on a les paroles de Chaitanya Mahaprabhu en personne, qui se présente comme un jardinier.
Non possible classing.
Ah, ok, bon, on va switcher. So we are in the 9th chapter of Adi-Lila, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is presenting himself as a gardener. And as a gardener, he wants help. So what about the tree? The tree of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explained here in verse 16. The tree of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had as a central roots the grave and very sober Paramananda Puri, and 8 other roots were spreading in the 8 directions, and they were standing firmly. From this trunk of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many other branches were growing, and many other sub-branches were growing. So the branches of the tree of Sri Chaitanya his body, are one body, one society, and the bigger branches are covering all the universe. Each branch is giving birth to hundreds of small sub-branches. Nobody can count how many branches are thus developing. So we have all the main leaders of the Sankirtan movement who are Adwaita Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu at the top of the tree. In the trunk, the main trunk is dividing into two main branches, Adwaita and Nityananda. And from these, so many other branches, and so many sub-branches covering the whole universe. So many that it's very difficult to count all of them. With disciples, small disciples, grand disciples, and grand disciples. In the whole world, actually, this tree is spreading. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is foreseeing here what would happen. He said that about 500 years ago, but he's foreseeing, because of his will, these things would happen. So far he's in Navadvip, Mayapur, so far he's in Bengal, so far he's with a few associates. Already we know that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling around the country, hundreds and thousands of people were following, not just a few disciples. You know, like in the case of previous acharyas, that happened also, but he's the one who attracted most of the people. It's like it can be compared to a magnet, attracting, you know, iron. So in the same mood, when Mahaprabhu was traveling all over India, only his presence would attract thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. It is described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita at some particular point. There were so many that after they came in a particular area, there were holes in the ground, the vegetation was, you know, completely disturbed or whatever, or uprooted or whatever, because it was such a huge commotion. So this is not, of course, Mahaprabhu is not known so much in the West. We are here for spreading his glories, but he's not so much known. And if you go to a dictionary, it is said, he is there in the dictionary, but it is said that he is a mystic from India who died out of madness. We know that he was completely mad, but mad with love of Godhead, so that was a particular madness. And we beg for this kind of madness. But so far in Bengal and throughout India, Mahaprabhu was quite famous, quite, he was, it's amazing because he was coming as a Chana avatar, Gupta avatar, you know, like a hidden incarnation of Godhead. Hidden, you know, in this age, Tri-Yuga avatar, in this age, God doesn't appear, according to scriptures. But he appears in a hidden way, because he comes as the devotee of himself. So this is why he's not predicted so far. Of course, he's predicted in some scriptures, some of those scriptures. But for the mass of the people, he's unnoticed. But when he comes, he's so attractive that somewhere or other so many people are coming to him, coming to take his darshan. He was giving darshan from very far, from top of houses, and people just, they came to have a look, like, like we just had the Olympic Games here. And it's a common feature that at the end of the Olympics, all the big athletes who have been golden medals and everything, they go back to their country and they are received like heroes, you know. Some countries have only one who won the golden medal, but when that person comes back to his or her country, they put up a vase and they put the hero on the top of the vase, and he's going on the main street of the capital city of that country, and people is, you know, waving, and everybody says cheers. So it gives only, this is the hero of this time, but it gives a clue of what happens with Mahaprabhu. He was the hero of the time, and he didn't win a golden medal, but what made him a hero was that he was so attractive. So we can wonder, we can question why Mahaprabhu was so attractive. And we have the explanation here in that story of the tree of devotional service. Because actually he's coming to give. He's not coming to take anything, he's coming to give unlimitedly. He's coming to give love of God unlimitedly. And this is a special time in the history of the world. It's a special time in the history of India, because India has been kept to itself for such a long time. The Brahmins of India, why we go to India nowadays and we see so many temples forbidden to non-Hindus? It's not only the Jagannath temple, there are many other temples also like that, which are forbidden to non-Hindus. Because the Indian Brahmins, they kept to themselves for so long the knowledge of the Shastra, which the Brahmins were supposed to give from generation to generation. They kept it, you know, like in a very, very minute way to different disciples, but mostly they never thought of worldwide delivering of the message. They always kept it to themselves. But Mahaprabhu, it's, you know, there are many pictures regarding Mahaprabhu, the golden volcano, is the tiding wave of the Sankirtan movement, many beautiful pictures which show the character of Mahaprabhu, which is like, cannot be tamed, cannot be kept. It's there to be given to everybody. It's there to be spreading. You know, like we had a few examples of tsunami. Tsunami is something which is very impressive. You know, when you see the strength of the waves of a tsunami coming like a horse or many horses at the same time. You know, it's pushing, 10 meters high, pushing, taking everything on its way, everything. It's amazing to see that pictures of movies, you know, of the tsunami. We have some, we can see that on the internet. So it gives a clue of Mahaprabhu's overwhelming the world. It's just a clue of his plan, actually, to flood the world with Krishna Prema. And the image of a volcano is also very, very deep, very has a lot of meaning, because a volcano has or contains all the hot lava, and the lava cannot be kept. So it's pushing from down, pushing and exploding, and in a huge, very colorful. Recently there was in Italy again the Etna, Stromboli. Etna has been again, spitting lava, and you see pictures. The color is really amazing. It looks a little bit like either the sunrise or the sunset, the same color, orange, yellow, red. It's a mix of all that, and it's pushing, and it's spreading, so much. So in the same way, Mahaprabhu is at first containing this love of Godhead for himself, but then it cannot stay. It cannot stand in one body. It's so strong, pushing so much that he wants to share with everybody. So this is Mahaprabhu as devotees. As devotees, we are attracted by so many features of Mahaprabhu, but this is the sum and substance. This is the mood. Is already, when he's talking here about the tree of devotional service, he's already, he envisioned that it will happen in this way. That the devotional service cannot be contained in one particular place, in one particular body, the body of the Brahmins, were so, proud of their knowledge, it cannot be contained, finished. This knowledge is for everybody. But for everybody, at the scale of the human race, we cannot really understand how it works. We can understand to some extent, that Mahaprabhu spread the Sankirtan movement in Mayapur, Navadvip area. He went chanting in the villages. He went waking up everybody. Jiv Jago, Gaurasundara Bole. We can, relate to that. It's a very bucolic picture. But this picture of the volcano spitting fire, exploding, wanting to completely submerge the whole world. This is the real picture. And also difficult to relate to that for most of the common people, because they have never seen that. They have never seen that. There was a famous German philosopher called Friedrich Nietzsche, and he was saying, he was perceived as an atheist, but he was saying, I could believe only in a dancing God. There it is on the plate, Mahaprabhu is coming as a dancing God. So it has never been seen in the history of the world, the dancing God first, and a loving God, so much loving. Okay, we have the picture of Jesus Christ, forgive them, they don't know what they do. He was showing that he loved the people, that he was loving, caring, and all that. Okay, that has been putting a big impression on the world that he sacrificed his life for his disciples. This is definitely an act of love to sacrifice your life for the sake of your disciples. But the picture of a loving God who is, pouring out so much desire. What is this love of Mahaprabhu? It's a strong desire to reclaim all the fallen souls. I want you to be back with me. I want you to be united with me again. I'm loving you so much. Stop fighting. Stop being stupid. Stop being identified with this body. Stop so many nonsense. Just come back. The attraction of a magnet, the attraction of Mahaprabhu. Yes, life is all about dancing, feasting, chanting. That was Prabhupada's formula. Prabhupada's formula was very simple. Chant, dance, and be happy. Is that simple? Religion should be as simple as that. Yes. Yes, so we have here the founder of the Krishna movement, Mahaprabhu, the founder. He is there to give this to the world. To give this Krishna Prema to the world. But he is experiencing it. He's not just giving something, I love you, and please love each other. It's a fact. When Mahaprabhu was, traveling South India, so many hundreds of thousands of people were following him, but some couldn't reach him. He was so far. You can imagine hundreds of thousands, for one person. It's not that everybody can touch him. So, but the effect of his aura, as we said, the effect of his, Shakti, whatever you call that, was that the people were, all individuals coming near Mahaprabhu would be affected. They would be affected. So maybe someone was 100 meters of him, or 500 meters of him, or 1 kilometer, whatever, the person had the same mood. He was touched by the mood of Mahaprabhu. And he had the same mood. And embracing others, they would get it. It was so contaminating, so powerful, that they would get it. They would be completely, no more worries. Love of God, wanting to chant Hare Krishna. So this is the mood of Mahaprabhu. And we see so many examples in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Even in a sleeping state, when he was in the sea, when he was immersed in the ocean at Puri, he was immersed in like Yoga Nidra almost, And then a fisherman caught him in the nets, and he was sleeping. But the fisherman, he became completely mad. He became completely mad just by touching. Oh, a ghost, a ghost, a ghost. He was completely mad because of touching the body, the holy body of Mahaprabhu. And the companions of Mahaprabhu who were looking for him, they could find out, thanks to this fisherman, where Mahaprabhu was actually. Because he was dancing and chanting and shouting everywhere. Like a ghost. So this is the impact. And again, on the crowds which were following Mahaprabhu, the same was happening, that the devotees, they were embracing each other, and that was so contaminating. The pure love of God was there as soon as they touched. So we would like that to happen here also. We are somewhere or other, we are part of this tree. We are sub branches of that tree. By the will of providence, we have been coming to this tree of Mahaprabhu. Of course, we might not be so much, pulling out this love or this because we are just trying to catch first his lotus feet, to understand his personality, to understand his message, to understand exactly what he wants for the world. But we may catch it also from the beginning. Reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita gives us the power to really, really be a good instrument in the hands of Mahaprabhu. So we understand from here today that this is his will, his vision of the future. He's not talking of just Bengal, he's not just talking of, hundreds of disciples in India. He's talking about the world. And this is the world vision of Mahaprabhu. Any big leader in a society, politicians, whoever, they have to have a vision in order to convince the mass of people to follow them. But we have here the world vision from God Himself. The world vision from God Himself. What does He want? He wants a society of happy people. He wants a society of loving brothers and sisters who permanently are in connection with Him. This is topmost yoga system. Connection, linking someone to God. This is topmost. So we are, whatever small or bigger representatives, of course we see in some of our leaders, some are, spiritual masters, some are very attractive personalities. In their contacts, so many people are moved. We are not here to copy anybody, to try to act in a way which, it should come from us. Again, Mahaprabhu kept this love of Godhead in his body, and slowly, he gave it. And slowly, he couldn't contain it. So he had to, it was overwhelming, his experiences. When you go in the Madhya Lila, Antya Lila, you can see, the experiences of love of Godhead from Mahaprabhu cannot be kept, cannot be contained. So he's displaying at Ratha Yatra, he's displaying in so many other events after, amazing pastimes. He's going through the walls and scratching his body. So that shows how he could not contain this love of God. So, but that has to be kept away from materialistic people because they cannot understand. That's why he was told as being mad in the Western dictionaries. Yes. But his desire, what is the most important to remember here, is his desire, his vision is there from day one. He's not appearing just to, be fine with everybody. Hello, I'm God. And no, he's really concerned by all the poor fallen souls of this Kali Yuga. People are going to hell in this age. And they are going to hell not because they have been cursed. They are going to hell because they want to go. Many people, you find many people in the street, if you ask them, they prefer going to hell than to go to heaven. They're really determined to go. Yeah, it's a funny place. And you have so many funny people there. Paradise, heaven, whatever, it's full of boring people. That's how they see it. So, is really, this is the picture of Kali Yuga, and going deeper and deeper and deeper into this darkness of ignorance. So Mahaprabhu is opposing to that the power of love, pure love, and the attraction to his personality. Many avatars somewhere or other, they have this attraction. Like when he comes as Buddha, he's also creating this attraction to his personality, but in another way. You know, they are attracted to his austerity, they are attracted to his knowledge, they are attracted to his wise behavior. But when he's coming as Mahaprabhu, he's, you know, like breaking the lockets of the treasure house of love of God. This is what it is. Breaking the lockets of this treasure, of this trunk, of this treasure house of love of God. So, somewhere or other, either small or big representatives of Mahaprabhu and his mood, we have to show sincerely this in order to convince people. Prabhupada said it a couple of times. People won't be changing because of your 5 minutes preaching. They won't be convinced, but they will be attracted. They can be attracted. And this is it. The sweet mood of a devotee, the concern of a devotee, you know. If we go out and have always in mind that we don't know the people we are going to. We don't know them. But if we knew them, maybe we wouldn't be even attracted to speak to them. You know, sometimes their behaviors, their way of living is so degraded, so disgusting, that we wouldn't even want to touch their body or whatever. But some way or other, because we are also caught up in this mood of Mahaprabhu, we don't make any difference. We don't make any difference with whoever we come to, and happily we're distributing, you know, either sweets, books, whatever, smiles and chant, and this is the way actually we are creating this revolution in the world. Revolution in the sense that it's going in one direction. According to Kali Yuga, it's going in the hellish direction. And we are moving it in another way, going towards Krishna, Loka. So this is our tiny participation in the tree of devotional service. Once we understand that we are part of the tree, we cannot escape. There is no way to escape. If you understand deeply why you are part of it, no. You can be on the side watching. No, you want to be part of it. Watching on the side, no fun. You want to be part of it. Because there's so much to gain in terms of knowledge, in terms of experience, in terms of relationship, in terms so many things to gain by being actively part of this tree of devotion. It's amazing, a tree is static, doesn't move, but this tree of devotional service is moving. All these branches, it's not, they are not just there to stand forever, in one place, no, moving. So, as a gardener, he's also talking of the fruits. It's not just the trunk, the branches, the fruits. This is the point. A tree, okay, what's the use of a tree? So many trees, useless trees on the side of the road. No, but this tree is bearing fruits. And this is the end of it, the result, the purpose. This tree is developing to give the fruits. So I'm sure you know this story, this miracle of Mahaprabhu. Once the devotees were doing Harinam and they were very exhausted. Sun was very hot. And thirsty and hungry, thirsty, everything. And Mahaprabhu somewhere or other stopped them. And with a mango seed, he put a mango seed on the ground. And immediately, the mango seed started to grow in a tree. Immediately. And bearing fruits. And each fruit, there was, I don't know how many, hundreds of devotees there. Each devotee could have a fruit. And only eating one mango of that tree, devotees were completely satiated. It was enough. They could not have two. Sometimes we are very greedy, you know, mangoes, golden mangoes. We want 2, 3, 1 kilo. No, one was completely enough. They were satiated. And this tree, particular tree, was there for 1 full year. And each day the devotees would come, circumambulate the tree, pick up a mango and be satiated for 1 full year. So this is one of the miracles accomplished by Mahaprabhu. And this is exactly the fruits of love of God. When he's giving that picture of the gardener, he's saying, I have this is the tree, okay? I have so many fruits coming out from this tree, but I cannot give them alone. It's not possible. So many, this tree is giving more fruits than we can have. And this is there in nature. We see that all the time. No one would be doubtful and say, oh, no, it's a fabricated story. Well, you go in nature, you go in any season, you go in whatever, that cherry tree here. When it grows, the birds are enjoying like anything because there are so many cherries are up in the tree. But the devotees, they can hardly keep up with picking up the fruits. There are so many. And even, a full bus coming, 50, 100 people, even the tree will not be finished. The fruits will not be taken by everybody. So in nature, it's there. In nature, I have some raspberries, the framboises, in my garden. And now the season is starting. So many. It's growing like anything. So many. One branch is giving 20, 30. And blackberries. It's now the season of blackberries. Les mûres. Blackberries, same. You go, and it's, you didn't plant it. It's there, being planted on the side of the roads, and giving. So it's there in nature. That generosity of God that is there in nature all the time, and a devotee can see it. A non-devotee will pass with his car, He will pass by with his car, he will not even see it. He doesn't care, he prefers to go to a shop. In shop, I'm paying, you know. I have this, I have that, I can control it. But the devotee, everywhere he goes, he can remember his beloved God, his loving God, his beloved God. He can remember because this generosity of God is there everywhere, everywhere. Just we have to get the eyes to see it. Premanjana Chulita Bhakti Vilochanena. Krishna, we can see Krishna with the eyes, anointed with love. And this is how Prabhupada taught us how to do it. So that's one example, but here we are talking of the fruits of devotional service, which have to be given freely to people. That was the mood of Ratayatra, you know, giving out fruits. That was very, very ecstatic to see that, you know. And there is no festival like this in the city. You know, millions of people living here. There is no festival like this. People are giving unlimitedly fruits. The devotee knows, not any kind of fruits. Fruits offered to Jagannath, fruits of love of Godhead. They are not any kind of fruit. So, better to be part of it than just on the side of the road watching, wow, how strange, how funny. When you are part of it, you can experience how ecstatic it is. Hare Krishna. Oh, il y a des super versets, hein, là. C'est lequel, ça? 49. There are some very ecstatic verses here. The fruit of love of God distributed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is such a great intoxicant that anyone who eats it, filling his belly, immediately becomes intoxicated and maddened by it, and automatically he chants, he dances, he laughs, and he enjoys. This is a Sankirtan moment. So today we have a big fun in the city. Ganesh is attracting big crowds. And they don't know why they come. Many of them, they come, you know. Especially the Tamil families, they come because they have to come. If they don't go, wow. But Ganesh, you know, somewhere or other, is a worshipper of Shingadev, huh? Ganapati. So somewhere or other, the cherry on the pie is the Sankirtan movement coming in the Ganesh festival. We are there, we have open doors for distribution today. Hare Krishna.
You shared about the contact of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the devotees who were surrounding him, that they were themselves being contaminated. And to connect it with Sankirtan, I remember that there is a saying, I don't know from where, from whom, that says every book distributed in the street is like an embrace of Lord Chaitanya. The devotee who distributes the books is like receiving an embrace of Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah.
Does anyone know where it's from?
But it's also quite an amazing fact in the history of the world. Of course, the Christians have distributed millions of Bibles, but not in the same way. Not going out in the streets, and Look, in this country, how many book distributors? A few. It's just a few. Not even 10 on a daily basis. What is that? But people know of us like that. Oh yeah, you're chanting in the street, you're giving books, because they see, and this is our main activity, and this is the way we identify to the Sankirtan. And in the same way as Mahaprabhu, who had a vision for the world, we had a vision for this country also. Everton village, it's not only just Everton village of remote countries or big countries or whatever. It's there for everyone, every country of the world. And the devotee, because the devotee tries to cope to this vision of Mahaprabhu, for the devotee there's no limit. This is what we call empowerment. We have so many stories of devotees who were so empowered. You cannot imagine, Like I have one picture particularly of Namahata from Italy. He died, he left his body, but he was such an empowered personality, He would fill up a van, Volkswagen van. He would keep enough place on the top to lie down. But he would fill up a truck with books and sleep on the top. And slowly, he had more space because the goal was always to empty the truck. And so he was going, in so many places in Italy, so many places, even Sicily, where there are so many gangsters in Sicily, and meeting with the heads of mafia. Amazing. He had amazing stories, And one day, like that, he ended up in a theater, and they were playing in the theater. And he came at the back of the theater he had a caddy full of books. And somewhere or other, he enters, he looked like very naive, very, you wouldn't think that this person would do the things, out of this world. He would seem very naive, very simple person, Somewhere or other he enters from the back of the theater, and he enters the lodge at the, and he's there, someone pushes him, and he's there at some point. The actors who were on stage, they were put aside for one particular show, and there was nobody, and he's pushed directly on the stage, and he's there with hundreds of people in front of him, in dhoti, and with his caddy. Do you think that he is completely bewildered? No, at all. He sees that as, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. He said, wow, what an opportunity. So somewhere or other in Italian he speaks, and I don't know how many dozens of books he has distributed that day, but somewhere or other the people felt that he was part of the show, and he distributed some books in the public. One example, amazing, And so, unless you feel empowered, how can things like that happen? You don't control anything in this. You don't control anything. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
His Grace Nitai Gaurasundara Prabhu ki jai.